Hello, festival goers of the internet. I'm the Festival Finesser, and I'm sorry it has taken so long to get you guys this video. Many people have been asking, but the day this lineup came out, I was on my way to Electric Forest. I spent 5 days there, then I came back, went to work for a week straight, was editing Electric Forest content in between. Then I was going to shows in between as well and vlogging them on the weekend. We went to Wobbly and Chiquit on a boat party NYC. Then we went to Hole at the Ave in Philadelphia. Then we went back to that boat NYC for Flux Pavilion just to get Autofred. And just with all of that and work and editing in between, life has been crazy. But today, we are finally getting into it, the Lost Lands 2022 lineup review. And I promise this one is worth the wait because it is going to be an in-depth one. And to show you guys how in-depth we're going to get, here is a look at what the lineup is going to look like by the time this video is done. So to find out what all of these colors mean, stick around because I'm going to break it all down after the intro.
Can I get it?
Festival Finesser.
Finesse gang, Lost Lands fam, can I get a yer? What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. For those who are new here and do not know me, what's good? I'm the Festival Finesser. I am a vlogger, videographer, and content creator both here on YouTube and Instagram. I vlog festivals and shows that I go to and share that experience with you all for those who can attend and create memories for those who can. And I also do lineup reviews and share my artist recommendations and things like that, like we're going to be doing here today. I started this channel to basically keep everybody educated and informed and just kind of to make sure everybody can have the best festival going experience they could possibly have by sharing any advice and experience I can that I have developed over my many years of going to festivals and shows. I have been to this festival every year since it happened, so I'm about to be a 5-year veteran, and I brought my camera along with me for every trip as well, so there is plenty of content on this channel to get you guys ready and prepared and have an idea of what to expect, whether it's watching a festival vlog to get an idea of what you're going to expect throughout the day, or watching a lineup review to get you an idea of what kind of artists you want to check out, or just watching a general camping video to get an idea of what kind of gear you need to bring. It is all here on this channel, so if any of that is interesting to you, make sure to browse this channel after you are done watching this video, and maybe think about subscribing. So now that you guys have that information, we can talk about the main reason why we are here, the lineup. This year I happen to have a lot of friends in the lineup, both that I know on a first name basis and communicate with, and also friends that I've never met, but, you know, I'm friends with online, and just, you know, you have those friends that just always show love, and you talk to all the time, but you never actually met, but you feel like when you guys meet, you're going to be fucking homies. Well, I have a lot of those people that are artists, and if any of those artists are watching, or even if anybody's watching for that matter, that is going to be at Lost Lands, if you're interested in any videography or an extra one, I'm probably going to be one of the most affordable videographers there. And although I'm not going to be shooting like Shloated Gabe style content, I do have a visual aspect to offer with my camera skills and degree, and I also have the social media aspect to offer with, you know, YouTube and Instagram, and I can feature you in the vlog with exclusive clips up on stage and that kind of thing, mosh pit kind of style from the crowd with the GoPro. So if anyone's interested, shoot me a DM. That's my self-plug. Now let us talk about this lineup, and we are going to break it down. Like I said, it's going to be more in-depth, and we're not going to be going artist by artist, so we're going to be going genre by genre. So take a look at the lineup now. This is how it was released to us, and we're going to be looking at the first color, which is red, and that is the primarily heavy artists. I say primarily heavy because when you get into these tier 1 acts and they get into this kind of like mainstream category, especially a festival like this, there's always going to be kind of like 1 or 2 curveballs. So for the most part, these are kind of sets that are going to be heavy. You're going to find yourself moshing, and it's going to be high energy and kind of crazy. Barely Alive, Bear Grylls, BTSM, Calcium, Eptic, Excision 2-hour set, Excision back-to-back Sullivan King, Hero Bust, Hesh, Kaiwachi, Kill the Noise, Company, Murata, Riot 10, Subtronics, and Sudden Death. So like I said, very heavy, aggressive, angry, mosh pit kind of music for the most part. Not all of these you know, genre kind of categories are going to be like spot on. Some people are going to kind of be like, could go there, but you know, for me, in my eyes, my opinion, this is what I would label them, and I have been doing this for a while, and I've seen literally probably almost all these artists. Now we're going to go into our next breakdown, which is also still heavy, but I labeled it heavy with a mix because they're kind of known for dubstep, but also known for kind of something else, or they are heavy, but also kind of have some different kind of heavy flows. So let's take a look at these artists. We have Diesel, Dion Dion Timmer, Excision Detox Set, Space Laces, Virtual Riot, and Wobbly. So I put Diesel in here because he's pretty heavy. He likes the dubstep, but you get a little bit of everything with him, all different kinds of flows, and you're just kind of all over the place. Dion Timmer, his albums are just kind of like his sets. You get a little bit of everything. You get all the Dion tracks, heavy, melodic, bouncy, weird, you know, deep dub. You get a little bit of everything with Dion. I've learned that, but you know, I feel like when he came up, he was known for being heavy. Excision Detox Set, again, it's heavy, but it's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit more weird, a little bit more experimental, but still very heavy, very bassy. Next up, we have Space Laces. I've noted here because, you know, he does dubstep shit very well, but he does a lot of bass house. So expect that if you're seeing Space Laces, a lot of bass house. Virtual Riot, again, one of those producers, very well-rounded, kind of like that Dion Timmer, where you can just kind of produce anything and play anything in his sets. I've seen him play future bass or future dubstep, melodic dubstep, whatever you want to call it, and then the heavy mosh pit kind of stuff, and then like the really jumpy stuff. So definitely all over the place. And then we have Wobbly, who could have been in the red, the more heavy style of things, but he also is known for his melodic kind of, you know, softer stuff. But same can be said about Kaiwachi. I put him in the red. You know, I call, you know, his nickname was Crywachi, whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Artists can kind of fall into a gray area, but it is what it is right now. So next breakdown, we have the weird bass. This is going to be in yellow. This is your kind of usually a little bit more chill, relaxed, just trippy kind of stuff. It's definitely not for everybody, and it definitely kind of needs to be experienced. And what I mean by that is just not watch from afar, just kind of like passing through and like, nah, that's not cool, but like actually go into the crowd and feel the bass and experience the visuals and just like watch the set and don't just come in and out, but like lock in for like 30 minutes and then decide if you're gonna go. You know what I'm saying? These are those kind of sets. We have AT Aliens, G Jones, LS Dream, Of the Trees, and Rez. So not too many, but also some very big names in the, you know, the bass community. Moving on here, the next color we have is green. This is what I labeled as Wonky and Wobbly. This is, you know, your Boogie T, Dirt Monkey, Jansen, Rusko, and then we have some kind of wild cards in here like Keys and Crates, Troy Boy. Didn't necessarily fall into the Wonky and Wobbly category, but definitely not your heavy dubstep, and definitely going to be a little bit different, and but not so different where it's experimental. Definitely kind of dancey and fun, and you know, groovy, and you know, those are the kind of synonyms I use for that genre. I don't even know what kind of genre it is because not all these artists fall into the same genre, but if I was going to clump them together by similarity, this is how I would do it. Next up in blue, we have drum and bass, and I'm not too familiar with drum and bass, but I am familiar with these names: Diesel Boy, Downlink, Cone Sound, Mode Step, and Pendulum. These are all drum and bass names, and they're all going to be just drum and bass sets for the most part, I would imagine. Kind of filling in the blanks here, we have Purple now, which is the house artist, and we only have three. It's Dr. Fresh, Abstract, and Knife Party, and that Knife Party, again, is a kind of unique one. Another Lost Lands first timer. Same thing with Cone Sound, same thing with Keys and Crates. And these are all kind of very unique acts and very OG acts. Even though they're not heavy, those are very nostalgic artists for me. Knife Party, Keys and Crates, those are artists I came up on when I was getting into the scene. So it could be kind of crazy and cool to see them at Lost Lands. And then now the last genre we have here is the melodic. And this is in the teal color. We have Apache, who I'm not even really sure if that falls into a melodic category, but I did get more kind of like relaxed, chill, euphoric vibes from the live sets that I kind of saw. I've never actually seen him. I just did a little bit of research. We have Millennium on here, a crowd favorite. Kayvon, Madion DJ set, which I kind of thought Madion was house, but I guess he could fall into that melodic, you know, maybe like a trance category. I feel like trance is kind of like, you know, euphoric and uplifting and just like kind of good vibey. That's even an adjective. And then we have Set the Sky as well, and that wraps up our tier 1 breakdown. So as you can see, it's mostly heavy, which is what I like to see, but we do have a, you know, a little bit of everything. We have some weird, we have some drum and bass, we have some house, but it's mostly heavy, and it's mostly artists that are kind of, you know, what I call the usual suspects. They are always kind of on the Lost Lands lineups. So because we all already know most of these artists in tier 1, I would hope, and I've spoken about them on the channel several times before, and can kind of predict some of these artists being on the Lost Lands lineup already, I wanted to focus more so on the genres these artists fall into, rather than the artists specifically, with the hopes of being able to breeze through tier 1 and save time for what I really want to talk about in this review, which are the tier 2 artists. But in tier 1, we only had 47 artists. In tier 2, we had 134 artists, nearly 3 times as many artists in tier 1. So because we have more artists to talk about in tier 2, the tier 2 section of the video is very long. So rather than making it one long video and being unattractive and just kind of overwhelming, I thought, hey, I'm going to give you guys the introduction and the tier 1 artists. If you guys like this, you can have the option to dive a little bit deeper into the young guys, the up-and-comers, you know, the young bloods, the new bucks. I feel like these guys down here have a little bit more to prove. They're going to be swinging for the fences and coming out a little bit harder because this is their spot. This is their time to shine. You know what I'm saying? These guys in Tier 1, they've done this. They do this. We know about them. These guys in Tier 2 are really trying to make a name for themselves, and this is the place to do it. So if you guys like the direction this vlog is going and you want to dive a little bit deeper and find out about these new guys and the up-and-comers and want the recommendations that I would advise based on my judgment and my experience, feel free to click the thumbnail covering my face right now, and you can get into it. Probably looking like barely alive, but it's alright. Lost Lands 2022, Tier 2 lineup review. Click my face right now. Peace out.